morning and God bless. Hope y'all are doing well. We're starting right now with a rocket radar. We haven't done this in a bit, so might as well try and knock one out, see how it goes. So we have a couple things in this video. Obviously, we always have like research we can claim. I try and set that up every time. And then on top of that, we also have new Pokemon, old Pokemon coming back to raid. So I'll make sure to go over that in this video. The best counters for it so you'll be fully ready. So first, we're gonna start with the whole Arlo. Now, I already have an Alolan Grimer Shiny, but for the past like month, I've not been able to find Sierra. Why? I don't know. I don't want to be the crazy person to think that like maybe Sierra is like just not spawning, but I've been to numerous Pokestops, numerous whatever to like check for like the radar, and I've only seen Cliffs and Arlos. So I'd love to be completely wrong next time I get a radar and there's a bunch of Sierras around me. But, just keep it fully honest. I have not seen any and it's been weeks. So, like, that's like a tiny bit concerning for me. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that we haven't been able to see that, but no worries to this. Unfortunately, I have noticed that Arlo keeps having Gyarados, and Gyarados is a really hard hitting attacker. And not, oh, that's a bad Pokemon to put out. And I'm not really sure why Gyarados was kind of thrown to Arlo. I'm not trying to be a person to complain a lot on Steel. Okay, maybe I have another complaint, but this is gonna be my last complaint. Why is it that this just generates the worst counter? Like, if I'm dying to Gyarados, give me a Gyarados counter. You feel me? But that's beyond me. Will say though that Arlos are more difficult. I'll say that. I'm not complaining, just kind of throwing it out there. Arlos are more difficult because Gyarados hits really hard. Like, it is crazy. I'm surprised nothing's been nerfed there. But yeah, I'm really curious where the Sierras are at because I'm not seeing any Sierras. But other than that, no more complaining for this video. All right, we need grass and electric. So I'm trying to see what, we actually might have some decent electric types. I will use this. So we'll do this. Oh, my own defense drops. That's awful. Yeah, I don't have, wow. That's not good. We use Electros, that, and then Garchomp should be good. Okay, we'll try this again. Should be, this, no worries. There we go. Oh, it's not healed. Yikes. The IQ is not fully there. It's okay. Wow, that is unfortunate. It should be alright, but I am excited to say that Uxie, a legendary Pokemon, is coming back to raids. So that's definitely a big thing I want to talk about in this video. On the counters a bit, of course. It's a really cool Pokemon, and Uxie is with Mesprit, and there's another one. Sorry, I can't remember the names of the other ones. However, those Pokemon can sometimes spawn in the wild, believe it or not. I've actually found it wasn't a Mesprit or an Uxie, it was the other one. I found one of them in the wild before. This was like on my birthday last year. It was absolutely crazy. But they're possible to find in the wild, which is crazy. But luckily, they're coming to raids, so they're going to be way easier to get. And then on top of that, they're a lot easier to catch in raids compared to if you try and catch them in the wild because they have a really high flee rate. So there's that. Let's use this. It's not doing that much damage, but the charge attack should come pretty quick. Dude, the Gyarados hits so hard, it's crazy. Luckily, if you want to be against Gyarados, like if you're having this issue of like not being able to take out Gyarados, electric types, electric and grass. I'm really surprised, by the way, that one tap, that was beautiful. And I'm assuming the steel, by the way, the little blue lady, she was like, you steel type counters, blah, 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 because a sizzle at the end. But I'm really confused on why it didn't help me with the Gyarados, because Gyarados is my issue. But it's okay, we got it. I'm glad we were able to learn that at least. Let's use Electros. Even though, yeah, I should be good. It shouldn't do that much damage. It doesn't. Okay, that's not that bad. Oh, it's the final Pokemon too. Okay. I'm glad the Garchomp held up, even with half health. Dude, we'll take that. Okay, we'll see if this is shiny. Alolan Grimer has a beautiful shiny. Looks super sick. It's like a purple look. Let's see if I can show you right now what it looks like. Right here. Not it. It went a little slower, so I was digging for the best, but it wasn't. It's okay. But yeah, it's a pretty cool shiny. Let me know in the comments below, how many Shadow Shinies do you guys have? I know for a long while, I had like a huge dry streak and I wasn't able to get any. And then once I got one, a bunch of them just came in. I don't know I don't know how it works, but it did like that. Let me show you what I mean. Like, we look up Shadow and Shiny. We low-key have a bunch. So Like the Zigzagoon, the routes, the trap. This is one of my favorites, to be honest. I just like the teal color. I think it's so tough. But then we have other ones like the Grimer. Super dope, I'm not gonna lie. I always say this, I love shinies that have a completely different color look. I think that's so dope. Otmanite, which kind of hard to tell if you're blind. Anorith is cool. Lilip, this is a dope one. I actually got two of them, and they were back to back. I got one on a college campus because I would hang out with my friend, even though he was at college. And I did one on there, and then I got one on the way back from the gym after we came back from the college. It was so tough. It was fire. Great moments. This Grimer I got from a raid. Beautiful. Metagross, I got it from a Beldum. This was from an old stream from a while ago when I used to stream on this channel. And then Ho-Oh, which was my #1 shiny goal for this year. And we were able to get it. It was unbelievably amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is such a, I was gonna say like a super crazy shiny. But that word didn't want to spew out of my mouth. Super crazy shiny though. Absolutely amazing. Really glad I was able to get that. But we have a total of 11 shadow shinies. So yeah, let me know in the comments below how many do you have. Dude, we got a shiny Combi recently. Hopefully I put it on the screen. If not, then you probably saw a short. And then if not, here's what it looks like. Super sick shiny. Love the shiny Combi. It's kind of hard to tell one of these type of shinies, but dude, I saw it sparkled, and then I clicked off of it because I could barely tell because I saw the sparkle like last second, and then I re-clicked it last second. Like, I almost lost it, but hey, I'm glad I was able to pay attention to that, luckily. But then I was evolving a bunch of these Pokemon, and the reason I needed to do that was for this. So we have the Crowned Collection Challenge. Now, the reward for this, I don't really know. We'll find out, though. Like, I know Nidoking and Nidoqueen are back in raids, or are in raids, and they have crowns on them, which could be shiny, and they're not in the wild, so you have to get them from raids, but they're still pretty cool. Pawniard. That's because King of Bit's in the game. That's cool. I've been seeing Pawniard spawn on the blue incense, so make sure you guys try and catch these because, well, believe it or not, they're not that easy to get in like normal what? In the wild normally, because they're pretty much locked to 12-kilometer radius except for this event. And I think they did an event before that, but they're normally 12-kilometer exclusive, so try your best to try and catch these now so you don't have to walk 12 kilometers or 6 kilometers to try and hatch one. But IVs on this are, that's not bad. It's not bad for IVs. Check the other Pokemon. Paris. I always say this when we catch these. Catch them every time because it's 500 stars every single time you catch it. Weather Boost probably would have made it 625. So make sure you catch it. Slowpoke, not shiny. And we'll check the throw. Not shiny. Okay. Those can be shiny, by the way. I think I have 3. It's pretty cool exclusive. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's pretty sick. I think I've got one of them from GoFest. One of them from a Safari Zone, and then we got this one, which is also from GoFest. It's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But now let's go over the counters for Uxie, because Uxie is now back in raids. So Uxie's best counters are gonna be Dark and Ghost. So we'll first go over Ghost, but ooh, that's not what I wanted to click. First one being Donglink's Necrozma with Shadow Claw and Moongeist Beam. This is the #1 attacker. So make sure you have one. We've gotten a bunch of events for these before. If not, try and trade it with your friend. This is the best Pokemon. Not only is this good for Uxie, this is just a really good Pokemon in general, because not only do you get like a bunch of stuff, including, well, if you guys don't know what Moongeist Beam is, Moongeist Beam, basically an incense that goes wherever you're at for 10 minutes. It'll give you a spawn every minute. So you can get stuff like Munna, Alola Marowak, and even Rockruff with both forms, which all those Pokemon I just named could be shiny. So always just try and get into Necrozma. It's really, really good in raids. One of the best Ghost-type Pokemon in Pokemon Go right now. And on top of that, it's also just beneficial, not for just raids, but also like trying to catch shinies. Second one is Tyranitar, in specific Mega Tyranitar. Now, I do not have Tyranitar in the Mega form, but Dark and Bite and Brutal Swing are the 2 best counters for it. So I have Bite and Crunch, which Crunch isn't bad, but Brutal Swing is kind of what you're going to want. So like, for example, I have this one that technically has Brutal Swing, but I use this as a rock type. I will say, though, Shadow Pokemon are better than normal Pokemon. So make sure you use Shadow Pokemon if you have them. Next one is, well, Shadow Tyranitar. That's kind of funny because Mega Tyranitar is the second counter. Third one's Shadow. Next one is Mega Absol. Now, I don't have a Mega Absol. I don't even think I have a decent Absol, but the counters say here Snarl and Brutal Swing. So do that. But again, I don't use Mega Absol because more than likely I would want to use the Mega Tyranitar. Also, Mega Gengar is pretty decent. Mega Houndoom. Even Mega Rayquaza just because of the Dragon Ascent being a pretty nice attack. Tyranitar is decent. Hydreigon is actually a decent one. Hydreigon is a good dragon type Pokemon to use. So it says up here, Bite and Brutal Swing. I have Bite and Dark Pulse. Either one could work. But if it says up here, Bite and Dark Pulse, oh, it says Bite and Brutal Swing, then use Bite and Brutal Swing. However, personally, I just use what's I have. I tell people the best counters. I just use what I have and it works out perfectly. But I know some people like to solo or duo some of these, so they really do need the best stuff. Next one, Shadow Chandelure. I've never been able to find one of these before, but apparently it's like a really good counter. But the ghost type moves for it is Hex and Shadow Ball. Now I don't use this, that's why I don't have it, but it is really good. Again, Hex and Shadow Ball. Shadow Weavile is really, really good as well. Weavile has a lot of good stuff because it's not only a good ice type, but it's also a good dark type as well. So that counts the Am I okay? I can't speak. Snarl and Foul Play are going to be the best attacks for Weavile. You can always use Shadow Weavile. I have an Ice move on my Shadow Weavile because it's a decent Ice type as well. But there's stuff like that. Duskmane Necrozma is not bad because Duskmane Necrozma can have Shadow Claw and then Sunsteel Strikes. And Sunsteel Strike just deals a lot of damage. Then there's Darkrai with Snarl and Shadow Ball. And then there's the Mewtwo with the main attacking being the Shadow Ball. So, best recommendations for you when it comes to Uxie is Dark type attacks and moves and Ghost type attacks and moves. Because, well, Uxie is a Psychic type. So, Bug could be decent for you, by the way, as well. However, best recommendations is Dark and Ghost. So, what I'll do now is I'll go through my Dark types and kind of just go over some Dollar Tree counters. Basically, meaning if you don't have some of these really high HP or just really good counters, and you might have some of these other Pokemon that are easier to catch, then I got you. So, Zaru's decent. Bite and Dark Pulse. Dark type Pokemon, of course. We have Incineroar, which could have Dark type moves if you needed so. Scrafty doesn't have that high of HP. Zigzagoon, you can get that pretty easily as well. Honchkrow could have Dark type moves. Just throwing some stuff out there. And then we'll go over Bug, because Bug is a pretty decent one, because you can have Mega Pinsir, Mega Scizor, not Pheromosa. Buzzwole actually might be kind of decent if it has the good bug type moves. Genesect actually could be pretty decent as well. Again, we're going for Dollar Tree type of counters, meaning counters that aren't going to be as good, but if you just need good Pokemon, then I'm kind of just throw some out there. And then Ghost could be a couple. So Giratina has some good Ghost type moves, especially Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is a really good attack, so Giratina is decent here. Marshadow could be decent if it has either Dark or Ghost type moves. Yeah, we already said Giratina. Gengar. Yeah, that's about it. Maybe even a little Marowak if you can get Shadow Bone or or you can get Dark or Ghost type attacks. That will work out. And remember, you can get the Marowaks from the Necrozma, the Incense, the Boongay Speed. So hopefully those counters help you guys out. Hopefully you guys are able to get some good stuff there. Now let's claim some stuff that I've been waiting to claim is this. So this Dual Destiny, never gonna I don't know anyone that plays Pokemon Go around me, so I might be cooked here on this one, on the Dual Destiny. I don't know. However, we do have this. So we have the Striking Shadow, Mischievous. I guess technically this evolution, Mismagius, definitely could be a decent Ghost type move because I know it's Hex is decent. Ominous Wind. I don't know. I don't even know if I have Mismagius. I do. Okay. It could have Ghost type moves. It could be decent to go against Uxie, but hopefully you guys have the other counters, like the good stuff. However, if you don't, hopefully the Dollar Tree counters I just told you helped you. Now, let's power up a Pokemon 5 times. Let's find a little baby Pokemon. Let's go Combat Power, go up. I don't want to power up like this, because this is rare. So is that. That's expensive. What's a cheap... Huh. Oh, that's kind of cheap. Oh, we'll do this. Popplio. Okay, there we go. That wasn't that bad. Okay. This is the thing. I could technically power up the other stuff, but, I really don't want to... I don't want to power up, why would I power this up? A little baby Pikachu. A little baby Illumise. You feel me? That's... Wow, I got that in... When did... Wow, that was in December. That's crazy how, when you look at these shinies, this is caught during Go Fest of 2023. This is a 2-year-old shiny Pokemon, bro. That's insane. That's crazy to think how, like, this is 5 months old of a shiny. This is from, bro, that's from 4 years ago, 3.5. I'm getting old. I'm 19. I'm turning 20 this year. I'm feeling old. All right. Oh, I need to power out Pokemon 2 more times. Okay, let's find something. Poochyena. We'll do that. 1200. What kind of jump was that? I'm gonna hope for the craziest shinies possible. Oh, a Shuckle. Dude, sometimes I forget what. Okay, whatever. Well, let's see what these two are. Magikarp. Oh, so apparently these are boosted shinies, by the way, or they were boosted shinies, and that's how I was able to get the other shinies before. Whoa, a Whelmer. I think I have a hundo of this. Let's check the IVs of this one now. I wasn't bad. But yeah, I'll show you the Wailord. I caught this in 2022. I hatched this. Wow, that's crazy. But if you guys don't know, Palmy Community Day ends. Oh. Palmy Community Day was today. Well, good to know. I didn't know that, but here's a shiny Ponyard. Wow, I'm gonna evolve it. I'm gonna evolve it to end this video. I didn't know the community day was today. I would have been great to know. Welp. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. God bless. Jesus loves y'all. Have a fantastic day. What a beautiful looking shiny Bisharp. See y'all in the next one. Have a fantastic day.